Hello, 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 hello. How are you today, everybody? How are you today, everyone? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm here, I'm here. No medical exam. You just answer a few health questions right from the house. Ethos, here we go. Visit ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Sam rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Bill monthly. Trusted Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trusted Will makes creating your will easy. Trusted Will is hello, 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 everybody. How can I will put this? TrustedWill is an online estate planning service. Visit trustedwill.com for details. Yeah. Oh no. It's not. Oh, my husband is there. He's coming. He's coming. Oh, you're here. Oh, you're here. I'm fixing my stand because I did not bring the stand. Yeah, still here. I'm still here. Don't fall.
Were you talking or live?
Experience 4 days that could change your financial future forever. Text Dallas to 88007 to get $100 off your registration. That's DALLAS 88007 to save $100 on your ticket. Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org. Make a difference in the lives of kids. Free towing from carsforkids.org. Plus a $50 gift card. Carsforkids.org. This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. When a fellow Texan is hurt in an accident, I take it to heart. Our firm wins Texas-side settlements for our clients. Get your free case review at willhitewins.com. That's willhitewins.com. Prior results do not guarantee similar outcomes. Tired of making the same motivation solutions every year? It's time to break the cycle. Get started with Mochi Health. Meet one-on-one with a board-certified obesity medicine doctor from the comfort of their own home. And see if a GLP-1 medication is right for you. If so, we'll have it delivered straight to your door. I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went to get my blood work done, and the results were not good. I was potentially going to take time. With Mochi Health, I lost 60 pounds. I'm just really happy with that. My kids get to grow up with a mom who can do things with them. Start with our free quiz at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com. Take our free quiz today and use the code DFW Radio. Get $40 off your first month. Begin your journey with Mochi Health at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com. These patients were compensated to share their experience and results may vary. Eligible GLP-1 patients they use and take them for a week and for 6 months with Mochi with the lifestyle. Check out joinmochi.com. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com. What if I can guarantee the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million in 2030? Well, I can't, but I can guarantee you'll save a lot of money on Blind and my company, Blindster.com. Free samples, free shipping, and guaranteed fit. Shop at Blindster.com today. The Donald Trump Factor Office, one of its biggest adversaries, top Democrat Dick Durbin of Chicago, is leading the charge to derail President Trump's agenda at every turn. And now Senator Durbin has a new scheme.
I got out early because my needle quit working and I wouldn't let him put another one in.
Huh?
I got off 45 minutes early because my needle quit working and I wouldn't let him put another one in because it was hurting too much.
This one is cashier.
Okay. We'll go see if they got your Impala and sweet potatoes now.
Wait, no,
You
I
don't
don't
want,
need that.
oh, you don't want to go again?
No, we already go.
Oh, I
That's
thought,
all.
I thought you wanted to go again tonight. That you said.
No. Because they might be stuck before I go to Philippines and we did not cook
Okay.
the whole thing.
Okay.
Because
I would like some bitter gold one time again.
what?
You sure you don't want to get a couple pieces?
No, later. Oh, it did.
Now, do you have your supper or?
Yeah, I have mine.
'Cause
Do you
I'm
want me to cook?
No, I'm thinking about just getting me like a half a link of sausage
Oh, okay.
and a couple of pieces of bread, and I would be happy.
Okay.
All these kids.
Really screwing us. And certain products, they are very severely. I agree with that, because I get frustrated with customers, and we got to address that. So let's talk about this in more macro sense, okay?
Oh, you're not.
Yeah. I cannot make it. I cannot make it. Get baby.
The average rate, see, I did my research. The average rate during this period was about
Why is the traffic back up so far?
40%.
I don't see nothing up in front of it.
Understand.
It's just a lot of traffic.
And I consider three, and I'll explain myself. The first one was from about 1750 to 1850. Cotton, things like that. Was from about 1870 to 1940. Around electricity, steel, automobiles, whatever we want. And it didn't look into that, and that's not the point. So those are the two great recognized industrial revolutions. And for me, there's a third one. And this is the Reagan industrial revolution, the great president received since the second great industrial revolution, in fact, it kept going right through to the Clinton administration, where Clinton was a writer for Alice Budget. It was all Reagan. Massive expansion of private development. Massive. 30% during the period when he completed those. The economy grew. The additional 30% was as big as back then West Germany. In a short, relatively short period. That's how it was. Period, which was 1983 to under the Clinton administration. Okay, this goes back to the recognized first industrial revolution and the second industrial revolution,
Oh man.
especially the second industrial revolution.
Ryan Honeyman, hey, machine. I'm good for you. Ashley, hello. Pros, hi,
The
hi,
other great
hello,
depression we had
hello.
was, it was longer, was 1873
Oh, oh dear.
to 1889. So there you had a Great Depression when there was only tariffs. The second Great Depression you had when there were tariffs and an income tax. People blame the second Great Depression from 1929 to 39 on tariffs. May have had something to do with it.
Oh no.
But many of you have heard of Milton Friedman.
one of the great economists of all time. Libertarians have heard of him. Conservatives, free market capitalists have heard of Milton Friedman. He's our God, if you will. And yet he said no, there are tariffs, and he opposed tariffs. It's very forceful. But he said the reason for the Depression, beginning in 1929, was we had a recession, a bad recession. And the response by the Federal Reserve was tighten money. And in fact, the stock of money, the availability of money fell from 1929 to 33 in that 4-year period over 1/3. So we had a recession. What did the monetary geniuses do at the Federal Reserve? They took 1/3 of the money out of the economy. That collapsed the economy. There was not enough available money to invest in capital, to create jobs, to expand businesses, to pay people. So the system collapsed.
You need to take the
People written that the tariffs did it and so forth and so on.
Well, give it
Maybe
to
that
me.
had some impact, but if you believe in what Friedman says, no, it was monetary policy. You can't take 1/3 of the money out of the economy and expect anything but not just slow growth, no growth, a collapse, complete collapse of the economy. So they took a recession and they destroyed the economy. And on top of that, it was extended. 2 brilliant professors at UCLA have explained it. I've written about it and have quoted them because of the socialist central government policies of FDR. Now keep this in mind, because I want to talk about what Trump's doing. Okay? Monetary policy, the Great Depression, socialist policies, Franklin Roosevelt, massive tax increases. Okay? Now I'll be right back.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you gotta check out Consumer Cellular. And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now, new on FM at 93.3. Trending now.
Canada and the U.S. Senate fight back against tariffs placed on Canada. I'm Kimberly James in the 24-hour breaking news center.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the one,
Hefty delays on in Roy City in Rockwell County. This is I-30 westbound just before FM 548. The heavy disabled vehicle blocking the left lane. Traffic is stacked up all the way back to FM 2642. Almost a 30-minute delay. And in West Dallas, good news, Loop 12 Walton Walker southbound at Singleton. That accident has been cleared. The traffic's still real sluggish from Trinity River, the Elm Fork. About a 30-minute delay still there. And in Hearst, news, 183 westbound at East Loop 820. That accident, too, has been cleared. Traffic is unwinding from Central Drive. In Fort Worth, still working that accident on 121 eastbound at Beach Street. 2 right lanes are blocked, and the traffic is stacked up to 35. About a 10-minute delay there. With WBAP First Traffic and Weather on the ones, I'm Dan Miles.
Ashley Fruits.
Number 1 Chevrolet dealership in the world. More new Chevrolets to choose from than anyone. All priced to sell at ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Just on new Chevrolet registrations 2023 and 2024.
I'm
Bay meteorologist Patsy Hyder. We'll drop to about 60 degrees tomorrow morning with scattered showers and thunderstorms developing very late tonight and into your Thursday morning, of which could produce up to golf ball size hail, wind gusts of 60. Tomorrow afternoon, there's going to be a chance of showers, highs in the low 70s, more rain and storms expected on Friday.
Right now, 63 in Dallas, 62 in Fort Worth. And news brought to you by Classic Chevrolet and Mowen Publishing. The Senate has passed a measure disapproving of the Trump tariffs on Canada. 4 Republicans crossing party lines to make it so.
A measure to repeal the emergency declaration that allowed President Trump to put tariffs on Canada by a vote of 51 to 48.
The joint resolution's passed.
The bill offered by Democratic Senator Tim Kaine got backing from 4 Republicans, including former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. President Trump had said those
Hi,
tariffs
hello,
were part of a
Shin.
National Liberation Day. The Kaine said
Hello.
It is a
Thank you
national
for
sales
coming,
tax,
Shane.
because that will be the result
How are you
of
doing?
the president's action.
in Washington, Jill Nato, Fox
How are
News.
you,
Measure has
Shane?
little hope of passing the Republican-controlled House. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney reacting to
Thank
these
you,
tariffs.
Shane. Thank
by the U.S.
you.
administration,
Guys, don't
specifically
forget to thumbs up,
targeting Canada,
guys.
will
Thumbs
rupture
up,
the global
thumbs
economy
up.
and adversely affect global economic growth.
In response, Wall Street markets sank all day long amid fears of recession and trade wars, with expectations for higher prices on tariff goods and costs analysts say are likely to be passed along to consumers. We'll give you those numbers in a moment. In other money news, powered by McGowan Group Wealth Management, we do have some good news for you today.
Oh,
It's
that's
about the price of
good.
eggs finally falling in recent weeks. This because the
Me
US
also, we
is
just
importing
got
eggs
off from the
Turkey and
dialysis
South Korea,
clinic.
trying to boost supplies cut
I'm
sharply
going
by
back
bird
home.
flu. Wall Street looked like a bad dream of a free fall today. The Dow off 1,679 points, NASDAQ down 1,050, S&P off 274. Next update within 30 minutes, breaking news 24/7. Check back 3, 4, 5 times a day. Keep connected DFW with News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM WBAP.
Welcome to Texas and your station for common sense.
Common sense solutions. That's where we have to go if we're going to save our state and save our country.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now, new on FM at 93.3. A huge lakefront grand opening is taking place this Saturday.
Hello,
April
hello
5th,
guys.
on
Hello
Dark
for
Lake.
million
Texas's new
people. Shout
17,000
out.
acre
And thank you
recreational
for the
lake
thumbs
60 miles
up.
north of Dallas. This highly
Thank you,
anticipated
Shin. Thank
one-day
you
only
for
event opens
removing
just 20 lakefronts
Ryan.
being released to the public for the
Yes.
first time ever. And the best part is, waterfront start at only $89.9. Yes,
I don't
you can
like
purchase
him.
nearly 3 acres of lakefront for under $90,000 next Saturday. The property sits on the main channel with a mile of gentle rolling shoreline, deep water, big lake view in one of the most desirable areas of the lake. Imagine waking up, jumping on your boat, and escaping the city without being too far from home. Come see for yourself why this area is quickly becoming the must-see location in Texas. This lakefront event will start at 10 a.m. on Bodark Lake, so call now, 800-675-1800. Do not miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own nearly 3 acres of lakefront for under $90,000 this Saturday. Call now, 800-675-1800. 800-675-1800.
I remove him as a moderator.
AC maintenance, water leaks, dust events, and more. Airco's team handles it all. Airco has been locally owned for 35 years with thousands of 5-star reviews. They provide honest service and lasting solutions with no extra fees, nights, or weekends. Mention WBAP and get $50 off any repair. Call 877-AIRCO or schedule online at airco.com.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Dallas, Texas.
At work or at home. Get breaking news, traffic, weather, and business information on our free app, WBAP Streaming, powered by InvestYRefi.com. That's invest, the letter Y, REFY.com.
Breaking news, traffic, and weather alerts sent instantly to your phone. Sign up today by downloading the free WBAP app at WBAP.com. Keep connected, VFW. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now, new on FM at 93.3.
Listening to Denali, the great one, and you can call in now, 877-381-3811.
So you had a Great Depression.
Look at all that
1973 to
barbecue wood.
1889. There was no income tax.
Every day
You had a Great
cooking.
Depression
Yeah.
from 1929 to 1939. There was an income tax and there were tariffs. And Milton Friedman, as said, the great Milton Friedman, that was caused as a result
What are
of
you going to
monetary
get?
policy.
I'm just going to give you a sausage and some bread.
Oh, okay.
The money is not used
No.
to do anything but
I still have mine.
and then it was extended to
Or if you can get the side of corn, get
As two other
corn.
professors point out from UCLA.
Corn on the cob?
What any?
Now,
Corn
this
on the
industrial
cob or
revolution,
corn? Just
the first and second occurred when there were tariffs. President William McKinley was big on tariffs. He was president in 1897 to 1901 when he was assassinated. He was Mr. Tariffs.
and bread. Oh, how come that there's a lady outside?
And of course, was president.
Do what?
And a
The
Republican.
lady outside.
Big
She's
on
taking
tariffs.
orders.
There's no
And during that
something
period,
to
of his
order.
presidency, 1897 1901, it's a massive industrial revolution. That doesn't mean tariffs are always good. I'm just making a point. Making a point. What I'm saying now,
I'm going to make this really... I just put ethylene in sausage, the regular sausage, couple of pieces of bread.
Donald Trump is doing
White.
something that's never been done in America.
And, y'all got corn on the cob?
We do, yes.
That's why I've laid out
She
the
just
tax
wants one
system.
corn on the
He's doing
cob.
something that's never been
do you
done in
want butter
America
on it?
before.
You want butter on it?
No,
What?
No.
just the regular.
Okay.
Massive tax
Anything
cuts.
else?
This is
That's
why these
it.
tax cuts
Any
are
pickles, any
crucial, or the economy
jalapenos?
will.
No.
Any of our
Spiral out of
vegetables,
control.
barbecue sauce?
That's
I
why these
just-
tax
no,
cuts
I'm
are
just
crucial. That's why the Democrats
gonna eat it while I'm driving.
Economy,
Okay, it'll be right up.
Okay,
collapse.
thank you.
so they can massive landslide victories. So the massive tax cuts are critical. It won't work. And Trump, you want to call it. So what's never been done in American history before, massive tax cuts, massive regulation cuts, massive cuts in the size of government, massive cuts in government personnel, and huge tariffs. Now, what Trump's trying to do, what Trump is trying to do all at once, because he feels he has to do it all at once, not because of political timing, but because of the economy and economics. He wants to what I call reindustrialize America. There's certain areas of our economy where we depend significantly on imports and dangerously, depending on who we're dealing with. I'll give you an example. Let's take a look at China. Pulling that up right now. I told you 13% of all our imports come from China, but what about the kind of imports? They're crucial imports. So you understand. Consumer goods, let me get this organized properly here. There's a number of types of goods that are imported. We need, in the case of China, China places, ready for this, on average, 67% tariffs on our products. 67%. Some, it's up 100%. Even worse than that, China steals 51% of any company that starts or is expanded or has a office or factory in China. They take 51%. They take control of all the proprietary information. They take control of all the patents and so forth. They use that to create their own companies to steal all the information when they can and where they can. And then they deny those companies any further business activity in comes China. Trump's looking at this and saying, what the hell?
Thank you.
So they have 67%
You can give
tariffs
me
in China.
My
The European
sausage.
Union, 39%. Vietnam, 90%.
And a piece of bread.
Taiwan, 64%. Now, what's this 90% in Vietnam? It's Nike, it's these apparel companies, sneaker companies that left China. Some of them left India. They went to Vietnam because Vietnam is very cheap. Vietnam says, okay, great, we want you here. Now, when you American companies make these products in Vietnam, ship it back to America, we're charging 90%
just break me a
American
piece of sausage and put it on the bread.
Taiwan, 64%, Japan, 46%, India, 52%. These are all South Korea, 50%, Thailand, 72%, Switzerland, 61%, Indonesia, 64%, just doing the higher ones right now. Malaysia, 47%, this is on average. Cambodia, 97%, South Africa, 60%, Bangladesh, 74%, and on and on and on. So Trump says, all right, we're going to have reciprocal tariffs. Now, in the reciprocal tariffs that he's imposing, they don't even come close to what tariffs are being imposed on the product. For instance, China will pay 34% on top of the 20%. It's still under 67%. The European Union is for 20%, but they're charging us 39%. Vietnam charges us 90%. He's putting 46% on, and so forth and so on. In every single instance, our tariffs are lower than theirs. Every single one. I'm just laying out the facts.
Oh, did they slice it?
Yeah.
He sees the de-industrialization of America, and he wants to re-industrialize America. We can't make battleships anymore. Naval ships. Over 90% of computers are made overseas. Over 90%, or 95% of computer chips are made overseas. The elements we need for some of the most important pharmaceuticals that we do manufacture here come from China.
And there is.
And the president's looking at this, and he said, how do I create this industrial base
big
and
sausage.
industrialize these industries and so
forth,
without destroying our economy? And so he has a two-step plan, and that two-step plan is these tariffs plus massive tax cuts and slashing regulations and slashing the size of government and slashing all the people, not all, but a lot of the people, small percentage actually, of the people who work in the government. In other words, to shrink the government, expand the private sector, and reindustrialize America. Now, you may not agree with every aspect of this, but that's the plan, and it's not a foolish plan. It's not a reckless plan at all, as I look at this. And it's never been tried before, as I said, because from our founding to 1913, there was no income tax. It was just tariffs. Okay? And then we had the Great Depression from 1929 to 1939. They didn't cut taxes. FDR raised taxes. They had the highest rate is 93%. Massive socialism, redistribution of wealth. He set up government cartels and trusts to determine which companies would do what. There was enormous government control over productivity and so forth. Trump is saying, no, that's wrong. Slash the taxes. It worked in my first term. Let's maintain the cuts I had and go beyond. And make sure the so-called middle class is protected. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security. That is, those who receive it. No tax on overtime. People who are actually helping family members. They should get some kind of tax credit. He's talking about things like that, and the Democrats come back and say tax cuts for billionaires. Tax cuts for billionaires. I want to discuss that briefly, too. I told you we're going to discuss everything. I'm glad you're here. This is very important. An analysis of the IRS statistics.
Oh, slice it down the middle.
An analysis of the IRS statistics. And I'm reading this from Justin Haskins, who wrote about this many years ago in the Heartland Institute. It was in the Hill. And he looked at the IRS data and he said, wait a minute here. Adjusted gross income, $15,000 to $50,000 under the Trump tax cuts that were instituted in his first term. That was tax cut of 16 to 26% in 2018, the first year. For people who earned between $50,000 and $100,000 adjusted gross income, it was a tax break of 15 to 17%. For those 100,000 to $500,000 adjusted gross income, was 11 to 13%. And for those who earned at least $500,000, their tax cut never exceeded 9%. And those who earned $1 million or more, adjusted gross income, their tax relief was never more than 6%. And yet they run around yelling tax cuts for billionaires. And if the Trump tax cuts that are already in place, but they expired after 5 years, which means at the end of 2025 this year, if that were to take place, those of you who consider yourself average income earners or in the middle class, your taxes are going to shoot up by $3,500. Trump is saying, no, we can't do that. And in fact, we have to slash taxes more, and he's right. This has to be done by the Republicans of the Senate and the House. It's crucial. When we come back, I want to provide you with a little bit more information on this. What Donald Trump is trying to do with the tariffs, massive income tax and business and corporate income tax cuts, massive. The slashing of regulations, the slashing of government, the size of the government workforce. This has never been tried together like this before. But he's saying, look, I got to grow the economy. I got to bring down prices for people. At the same time, I'm going to put in tariffs. There will be a short-term period of price increases. I'm going to offset that with the tax cuts. I'm going to reindustrialize America. So things are built here. So the pharmaceutical companies have the outputs that they need here. So we can build our ships here. So we can do what we need to do here. Because we can't rely. I'll be right back.
Mark Le Pen.
That was hot.
No issue in Arlington,
No.
360 southbound
The sausage was
Brown
hot.
Boulevard. Accident takes up the right lane and traffic is stacked up from Post and Paddock. About a 5-minute delay in Roy City. Still have a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane on I-30 westbound as you approach FM 548.
No, I can open the window.
20-minute delay through there in Dallas. Working a new accident, I-20 westbound at Mountain Creek Parkway. Right lane blocked. Traffic is sluggish from the spur 4.
See, I didn't want that sausage sliced down the middle. I just wanted one piece of sausage where I could just break it in half and put the whole thing in the bread.
Irving Boulevard, about a 15-minute delay through that stretch with WPA.
The one in the middle,
Brought to you
spicy
by
thing,
carsforkids.org.
It's alright though.
Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org
Dickies has
to make a
better
difference
sauce.
in the lives of kids. Towing is free. Carsforkids.org. Write off the car, not the kid.
Avoid the stress of preparing to sell your home with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You can skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home fast for maximum value. Mark, how does the guaranteed offer take the hassle out of selling a home while still providing a strong cash offer?
The guaranteed offer is the easiest way to sell your home because it's first all cash. There's no crazy contingencies, and guess what? You don't have to have Sunday open houses. We bring you a very strong cash offer. You can close in as little as 21 days, stress-free, so you can move on to the next chapter of your life, hassle-free. It's that simple.
So you're saying I can skip the hassle of showings and avoid costly repairs and still receive the strongest cash offer in the industry? Now that's the stress-free home selling experience I want when it comes time to sell. Mark Spain Real Estate has been serving families for nearly 30 years and has helped over 67,500 satisfied clients. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for the most money. Go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com. And start packing.
This year, resolve to take care of all of those pesky home repair projects you've been putting
You
off.
think
in
the
an
flame
easy,
was
stress-free
break,
way.
Papa?
The Good Contractors List
What?
has fully
You
vetted
think your
contractors
flame
for
was
all your
break by
projects.
that?
From gutters to garage
It helps.
coatings, painters to pest control. The Good Contractors List
But
has
see, I've
the
been
firm
laying
for
in
you.
that chair
And
for
even
that
better than
4
that,
hours, and
they
then
send all their contractors with a $10,000 guarantee.
I can't get
So
up
you're not
and
left with an unfinished project if something
call.
goes sideways. Promising such a hefty guarantee means the Good Contractors List has to carefully select only the best contractors with a proven track record of solid work and great business ethics. Stop worrying that your project could go sideways and find your stress-free home contractors for every project at thegoodcontractorslist.com. That's thegoodcontractorslist.com.
With Wesley Financial Group is offer.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? These are real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266. Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Create economic growth with the tax cuts, regulation cuts, expand the private sector. Any increases, at least the thinking is, that might occur from the tariffs will be more than addressed through the tax cuts. Now, I figured this. I didn't even talk to the president about this. I'm just sitting here taking in the big pieces. You know how we did several years ago? We understood they were spying on the president. I'm just sitting here taking in the big pieces, and I'm looking at the history of the industrial revolutions, plural, in America. What caused them, when did they occur? The 2 massive Great Depressions in America. And what President Trump is doing has never been done before, ever. The across-the-board tariff increase, it's kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it? It's a little scary, a little frightening. You hear trade war, could be a trade war. Then he's thinking to himself, look, there's already a trade war. Everybody else has these massive tariffs on us. We're reciprocating. There's a guy, Hersani, who I like a lot. Really admire this job. David Hersani. We Americans live pretty damn well compared to everybody in the world. Might even say we're better than anybody in the world. I agree with that. So there is But things are not static. They're not stationary. That's why things like Marxism make no sense. They talk about the end game. There is no end game. In other words, the state doesn't wither away and here we are in paradise on earth and all that. There's no such thing for humanity. Superpowers, unfortunately, don't always remain superpowers. They just don't. Well, it doesn't mean you got to stir things up, but on the other hand, things we can't build because we don't have enough naval yards now. For our Navy, that's a problem. If we can't make our own pharmaceuticals without relying on communist China for so many of the elements, for so many of our most important pharmaceuticals and medical equipment, that's a problem. And I can go right down the list, and he sees it as a problem. You know, interest rates have dropped. So, folks, it's time for you as an individual to take advantage. A lot of people are struggling to keep up with everyday bills. Food, clothing, a roof over your head, an automobile. But if you're a homeowner, please listen up. This is your lifeline. Interest rates have fallen into the 5s. That's nearly a quarter of the average credit card rates that are in 20, 25, 30%. Swap them. Drop the double digits for the 5.5% to refinancing with American Financing. They'll make it as easy as possible. They'll treat you with respect. They've been saving families on average $800 a month, $10,000 a year, and up to $10,000. Listen to this. You can deduct up to $10,000 in interest on your federal income taxes. The best part is there's no obligation, no upfront fees to get started. These credit card rates are insane. You're carrying, many of you are carrying balances every month. You're stuck in an endless cycle, a debt cycle. Only you can break out of it. And it's easy to do. Break free right now. Call American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants. See how much you can save. They emphasize that they're salary-based because their salary's not based on how many people they get into mortgages, and in many cases, bad mortgages. They don't do that. They pay salaries, not commissions.
And if you start now, you might even delay the next 2 mortgage payments. There's no downside to this. None. It's just a matter of calling the right people. And the right people? American Financing. It's a family-owned company. They've been around a quarter of a century. They always get the highest ratings. I use them. Mr. Producer used them. My daughter used them. So call American Financing today. 888-900-1828. That's 888-900-1828. 888-900-1828. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 22334. MLS Consumer Access.com. APR for rates of 5 started 6.327% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 800-795-1210 for details about credit costs and terms.
So there's no possible way that I can in 1 minute tell you what needs to be the follow-on point to everything I've discussed this hour. So we'll take this into the next hour, but I want you to keep something in mind as we go from now to the break, back to the second hour, which is this. What President Trump is trying to do has never been tried in American history. And he's going about it, at least on the growth side, exactly the right way to try and increase prosperity, wealth, economic growth. At the same time, he's trying to reindustrialize America through his tariff regime. I'll be right back.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. You can with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard puts cash in your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then prepares and markets your old home, including repairs, showings, and even price-boosting upgrades. And the best part, if your home sells for more, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL. That's 844-421-SELL.
Attention, if you've been using GLP-1 medications to lose weight or you're thinking about it, now is the time to act. You can get $200 off your GLP-1 medications at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their compounded GLP-1 medications are in stock today. No shortages, no waiting, no hassle. They're made in America and tested in FDA-approved labs. Don't miss this opportunity to save. Book your appointment today and lock in your $200 savings before it's too late. Real doctors, real results. Visit RedMountainWeightLoss.com before this offer is gone. That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com.
Can the IRS really reach into your bank account? You bet they can. When you have an opponent that is powerful enough to take your home, your car, your paycheck, even force you to close your business, you need me, local tax attorney Nick Namath. I am right here in Dallas, and my law firm focuses on helping Texans solve their IRS tax problems. So when you hire me, you meet with me personally. You won't be speaking to someone out of town or on an 800 national number. I have helped thousands in the DFW Metroplex. Tax problems don't go away on their own, so don't continue to have sleepless nights. Your first visit is free and always confidential. The IRS is one of the most powerful agencies in the federal government. They can and will aggressively target businesses and individuals who have not paid or filed their taxes. If you are facing IRS wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, call me, the DFW tax attorney, Nick Namath, 972-484-0-TAX. That's 972-484-0829, or go to myiRsteam.com.
DFW's News Talk, traffic and weather station. News Talk 820 WBAP, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Halton City, Dallas, Fort Worth. And KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app, a Cumulus media station. Trending now.
Staff investigation into those online chat details about America's plans to strike Yemen. I'm Kimberly James in the 24-hour Breaking News Center.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the one.
In southwest Dallas, still working an accident on I-20 westbound at Mountain Creek Parkway. Right lane remains blocked. Traffic is stacked pretty solid from Cedar Ridge. About a 15-minute delay in staying on the west side. The Loop 12 Walter Walker southbound. Still real heavy. And Irving Boulevard, about 15 minutes delay through that area. Heavy traffic remains on 75 southbound from 635 to I-30. Add an additional 20 minutes to your commute through that stretch. And good news has been cleared on I-30 westbound as you approach FM 548. However, traffic still a little sluggish from FM 20.
got a kid's big.
What kids?
Oh, now there's another baby. I've seen the baby before, but never walking.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're home, we're home, we're home. We're home, we're home. We're home. We're home. Huh? Like chut. My rose is become blooming. It's pretty. My flowers. Flowers. You did not turn on the light?
No. Did you? Have to go in the dark. Close my eyes.
So you cannot see.
My eyes are closed anyway.
It's dark. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you want one of those?
No, I still have.
Okay.
I have a lot. Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. On my way. We're home. We're home. We're home.
Just a heads up, we're going live.
We're gonna be, or excuse me, 136, we're gonna be moving on to chat, just a block to the south.
I tried to run that suspect plate. I did not make a traffic stop on it. Can you change my call to something else, please?
Have you already put that in the loop?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Come on, that's me.
All right, good afternoon, backseaters. Happy Thursday. Here with Sergeant Siegelstrom and Sergeant Kill with the cat and gun teams, Ramsey County Sheriff's Office.
Will give me okay with just on that grade.
Here in St. Paul, Minnesota, on
It's a cloudy day, cool and cloudy. Balmy 40 degrees.
Currently on the east side of St. Paul, East District, I should say.
what we can't find today.
136-147 can cancel.
I gotta put Rattle's getting on my nerves. We're gonna pull over and try to fix something in my squad that's probably making it to your good speakers. But yeah, we'll give you an update, see what we can find today, and I don't know. Right back.
We'll try to fix a couple rattles here.
Egg and biscuit.
Huh?
I still have egg and biscuit in my fish,
Oh,
milk fish,
we got all kinds of stuff.
and the potato that I bake is right here.
All right.
Do you remember that cops letter Dick came out?
Yeah.
Earlier, the cops came out?
Yeah.
Was in a thread from yesterday. Can you pull out, check the address? Don't air it.
And I think we still have biscuit downstairs.
Well, if they are, bring them back up after a while, because I'll eat them tonight.
Yeah,
I like those biscuits.
I get it.
Okay. It's been a pretty good week for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch Pat yesterday, so I don't know what was talked about. So we might be repeating ourselves.
Force on guard a little bit. Oh. You want to make it?
Yeah, what did we get in the morning? Oh yeah. We helped out Lakeville with 2 stolens out of their cities. One was for sure taken in a First Brigade Berg, and then another, still waiting to hear if that one was taken out of a garage. Suspects went out over the nighttime, and we're doing a bunch of tampers out in Lakeville. A couple garage burglaries, got into people's houses through attached garages. Stole one vehicle, Explorer, and then stole a Kia Telluride. So we got to the area and were able to help them recover those. And it was what, Tuesday?
Yeah, we got Tuesday afternoon. Yeah.
Tuesday afternoon, we got 2 vehicles. One was a stolen Acura in Minneapolis.
Frequent flyers. We've arrested him quite a few times.
Yeah, he's got his hands in quite a few things. We got that one over off of Stillwater, east of White Bear. This is a picture perfect pin that vehicle in. Took 2 into custody. And as we were clearing the area, Pat, an LPR hit another St. Paul.
Bye bye.